Maybe I should start making that dua of that Musa made before he spoke to Pharaoh, so I don't get my tongue twisted again. Alhamdulillah. Cure the knot in my tongue. Alhamdulillah. Maybe I do need to start making that dua in general. I mean, alhamdulillah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. Verily, our praise is due to Allah. We praise Him, we seek His aid, and we ask for His forgiveness. We seek refuge in Allah from the evils of our own selves and from the evils of our own actions. And whomsoever Allah guides, none can misguide. And whomsoever Allah leaves astray, none can guide back to the correct path. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم. We testify there is no deity worthy of our worship except for Allah, who is alone in a partnership, never has and never will be another. And we bear witness that Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, is the last and the final prophet of Allah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brothers and sisters, friends and family, everybody tuning into the live stream, and everybody joining us for the Zoom meeting. Thank you again for joining us for our Sunday discussion, where we will be reading and then discussing about Muhammad Akram's Nadwi's Al-Muhaddithat, the women scholars in Islam. And we got somewhere between, I'd say about like halfway or so, maybe a little bit more, into chapter 5 last week. And we should be able to reach until the beginning of chapter 6 for this upcoming week, inshallah. So with that, we had stopped at page number 119 regarding from later 9th to the 13th centuries. So without further ado, let's continue. Bismillah. From the later 9th and 10th century on, there was a decline in Hadith scholarship across the Islamic world. The number of men and women engaged in it decreased, and so did their reading materials. Nevertheless, primary education remained more or less the same, with Arabic grammar as the starting point, and some students memorized concise works of grammar, al-Hayya, Umama bint Qadi al-Qudat, Athir al-Din Muhammad ibn Shafna al-Hanafi, knew by heart some of Mulhat al-Irab and other books. And besides grammar, interest in the Quran remained strong. Quran bint Muhammad Athir al-Din read the Quran, studied books, and copied them. And the Emperor Aurangzeb Alamgir paid Maryam Kashmiria 30,000 gold dinars after his daughter Zainab al-Nisa memorized the Quran with her. And Zainab al-Nisa also learnt writing and different styles of calligraphy, and she studied hadith and fiqh according to the syllabus of that time. And the syllabus for women was that the same as the men's. It included Arabic grammar, mathematics, logic, philosophy, and other sciences, and that was not the case in India only. An example from Yemen in the same period is Zainab bint Muhammad ibn Ahmed al-Mu'ayyadi, who studied grammar, logic, theology, fiqh, astrology, astronomy, literature, and other sciences, and Jahan Ara Begum bint al-Sultan Shahjahan studied the art of Quranic recitation and tajweed with Sit Khanum, learnt calligraphy, Persian, and became expert in composition, poetry, household management, and other skills. And some women turn after tajweed to hadith, and Kunatha bint Bakar ibn Ali Marafiri was an expert in all 7 recitations and a scholar of hadith. And hadith education began with the 40 hadiths of al-Nawawi, and Zain al-Arab bint Muhammad Kamal al-Din knew by heart al-Jazari in Tajweed and Nawawi's 40 hadiths. And Fatima bint Abdullah al-Manshawiya studied 40 hadiths in al-Nawawi, and Tahilat al-Bukhari with Hafiz Murtada al-Zabidi in 1189. And some women did go further in hadith studies. Amat al-Khaliq bint Zain al-Din Abd al-Latif al-Kahiri studied in 816 with Jamal al-Din al-Hamali, some parts of Fawaid of Tamam al-Razi, large parts of the Sirah of Ibn Hisham, Musnad Ahmed or Ibn Hanbal, and Gailaniyat and other books of hadith. And she studied ijaza from many scholars, and she also studied Mashyacha of Ibn Bukhari and Muajam al-Sahir of Tabarani. And in 857, Ay Malik bint Ahmed studied with Abu al-Abbas Ahmed ibn Hilal al-Azdi, Kitab al-Tawabin of Mafawak al-Din ibn Qadima, and Bay Khatun bint Ibrahim al-Halabiya studied Minhaj of al-Nawawi and part of Ihya Ulum al-Din with Zain al-Din al-Shama, and Bulbul bint Abdullah al-Rumiya studied with her master Sheikh Yusuf ibn Abd al-Hadi, the 40 hadiths of Abu Bakr ibn al-Mukri in 880, and in 897 hadith al-Baghawi wa ibn Sa'id al-Hashimi, and Fada'il Bayt al-Maqdis of Hafiz Diya al-Din al-Maqdisi. Habiba bint Sheikh al-Islam Abd al-Haq al-Zambati studied with her father Amali al-Mahamili and Hadith Sa'adan ibn Nasr. And Khadija bint Muhammad ibn Ibrahim Mukri al-Hanafi studied the Sahih of al-Bukhari with Sheikh Badr al-Din al-Ghazi, and Sarah bint Numayr studied with Hafiz ibn Nasir al-Din al-Damashiki, his book of al-Lafs al-Mukarram bifadl ashura al-Muharram, and Sabirin al-Nubiya studied the Fawaid al-Iraqin of al-Naqash with Hani al-Horiniya, and Zainab bint Akhta studied al-Muwajim al-Awsat of al-Tabarani with Sheikh Abd al-Haq ibn Muhammad al-Zanbati. And besides general and specialized studies of hadith, women also studied sirah and kalam. For example, of 806, Aisha bint Hassan ibn Ali al-Kinani studied sirah of Ibn Hisham, and Dalail al-Nubuwa with Hafiz Yusuf ibn Abd al-Hadi. In the 14th century, the Quran continued to be the foundation of the syllabus in this century as before. Khadija bint Ahmed ibn Uzuz al-Fasiya knew the Quran by heart and read it with different readings with Abu Ali al-Hassan Jambur. And after that, the woman would study the common syllabus comprising language and rationale and traditional sciences. In the long-lived Muhaddithat, Amatullah bint Abd al-Ghani al-Dihlawiya studied the Quran, grammar, Arabic language, and the Hanifa fiqh with her father, then devoted herself to hadith, reading the 6 books with him many times and other more specialized works, including Ajza and Musalasat. And Amatullah Aisha bint Abd al-Hayy al-Hasaniya memorized much of the Quran, received her primary education from her father, Sayyid Aziz al-Rahman al-Nadwi, and her mother, Khair al-Nisa, and she went to study a large number of books. And Khadija bint Ahmed ibn Jandan studied with her grandmother elementary fiqh and what is necessary for women, i.e., or e.g., the rules about purification and of prayer, and with her father, Mukhtasar al-Safina, and other works. And some of them specialized in hadith and studied the 6 books, and others, Shams al-Nisa bint Amir Hassan al-Shahswani, studied the Quran with tajweed, then learned the calligraphy, the Arabic grammar, tafsir, Mishkat al-Masabi, and then the 6 books with her father. And Soliha bint Anyat Rasul al-Nabasi al-Chirayakuti studied with her father all the books of the syllabus and accompanied him longer until she became expert in both rational and traditional sciences. Fatima bint Salim of Java returned reading and writing from her father and studied al-Minhaj al-Mukhtasar of Fadl and al-Ajrumiya with him. And she studied Sahih Bukhari with Zubair ibn Qasim, Barakba, and Awail al-Ajluni with Sayyid Ahmed ibn Zaini Dahlan and the great scholar Lihaz al-Nisa bin Sabir Hussein al-Chaswani learned calligraphy from her father, then studied Arabic grammar. And she studied Bula al-Maram and some books of Sahih and Sunnah with Maulana Muhammad Bashir al-Shaswani, and then other hadith books with Sheikh Hussein ibn Muhsin al-Ansari. And some women also became interested in the study of books of tasawwuf. Musa'ada bin Ahmed ibn Hadi ibn Muhammad al-Haddar, for example, was well known for her study of books like Ihya Ulum al-Din of al-Ghazali, Awarif al-Ma'arif of al-Shurawardi, and of having memorized the 40 hadiths of Nabhani. So the kinds of books of which they had studied. In this section, I tried to describe briefly with examples the kind of hadiths works which the women studied, beginning with the Muwatta of Ibn Malik and bin Nas. And there is not enough space here to show the examples of how intensive and extensive the reading materials that some of the women studied was. And the quantity is remarkable, even astonishing, and far exceeds what many hadith scholars of our time would consider to be a lot. And to allow readers to get some sense of the scale, I have set out a list of the reading with her teachers' names of Hani bint Nur al-Din al-Huraniya. It will be found at the end of this chapter, and we have pictures of that then. Al-Muwatta, the Al-Muwatta of Ibn Malik, was the first major book combining hadith and fiqh, and it has been widely accepted by the community in all parts of the Islamic world, and many have memorized it. And among them, notably, Fatima, the daughter of Imam Malik and Imam Shafi, Shuhada al-Baghdiyah, studied the whole of it. Daw al-Sabah, Ijaba al-Baghdariya, studied it in the narration of Nabi from Yahya ibn Thabit, Khadija bint Nur al-Din Ali al-Ansari from Egypt, studied it in the narration of Yahya ibn Yahya with al-Ariz ibn Abi al-Yum al-Huwarik. Al-Jawami, or Jawami, the plural of Jami, refers to the comprehensive compilations of Hadith that contains all of the needed divisions of Hadith: Ibadah, transactions, contracts, Zuhud, manners, Tafsir, Siyar, history, Fitan, Manaqib, and the most famous of such compilations are the three of the six books, namely Al-Jama' al-Sahih of al-Bukhari, Al-Jama' al-Sahih of Muslim, and Al-Jama'i of al-Tirmidhi. And as I noted earlier, the women's interest in Sahih al-Bukhari began in the 4th century and has been sustained throughout the centuries. The number of women who study it is huge. Now, I've given some examples here, and here's another, the great Sheikh of Isfahan, al-Baha, Fatima bint Abi al-Fatah Muhammad ibn Abi Sa'ad al-Asbahani, studied it with Sayyid al-Ayyar, and some women studied only a part of the book. For example, Amina bint Muayyad, Abi Bakr ibn al-Amid, who read it with Abu al-Waqat al-Sijzi. Interest in Sahih Muslim was only a little less. The renowned Nashapuri scholar al-Khair Fatima bint Abi al-Hasan Ali studied it with its most famous teacher of her time, Abu al-Hussein Abd al-Ghafir al-Farsi. An interest in the Jami' of al-Tirmidhi blossomed much later. And the list of all of its women's studies would be very, very long, and one of them was Zainab bint Makki, who read it with Omar ibn Tabrazad. And on the following pages, 3 linked charts showing the transmission of Sahih Bukhari to women up to 816. There were thousands who heard this very difficult book from its author, and in later times, people naturally went to the longest lived of the most competent narrators in order to get the highest isnad. And the most sought-after narrator from al-Bukhari, Muhammad ibn Yusuf ibn Mutar al-Firabi, lived around 65 years after the Imam's death, and chart 1A goes through him. charts 1B and 1C starts with him. So these are the transmissions of Sahih Bukhari to women from Muhammad ibn Ismail al-Bukhari to Aisha bin Abd al-Haddi. So we can tell from these narrations where they come from, and then eventually who they eventually reach out to, inshallah. And this is chart number 2, or chart 1B, transmission of Sahih Bukhari to women from Muhammad ibn Ismail al-Bukhari to Aisha bin Abd al-Haddi. And remember too, whenever women or just not just women, but all hadith scholars really, when they are remembering these sorts of hadith, so when we're again mentioning regarding Sahih Bukhari, or mentioning this or that, we go back, of course, to this. But whenever somebody would be studying the hadiths, they would not just reference of this in particular thing. They would have to narrate the entire chain of narration, not just these people, but also the people beforehand, still leading up to the Prophet ﷺ, as well as what the narration itself had said. So miraculous sort of work, a lot of memory, enough that it makes my own personal head hurt. Alhamdulillah. And this is just for, what, well, a multitude of hadiths for the first part, let alone for the isnad that comes from where that actual hadith stems from. And then again, 1C, transmission of Sahih Bukhari to women from Muhammad ibn Ismail al-Bukhari to Aisha bint Abd al-Haddi. And mashallah. And we can even see here as we're going through Dawoodi, Taymiyyah, Ishaq in Mecca, Damascus in Cairo, Balabak, hymns. I'm not too familiar with some of these referenced cities, inshallah, but I mean, generally speaking, when you speak of Damascus and Cairo and Mecca and Baghdad, very referenceable places, but you can also tell the differences or the distances between these in particular cities, how much they traveled, subhanallah. So al-Sunan, like the Jawami, are compilations of hadiths by topic arranged according to the divisions of fiqh, like Tahara, Salah, Zakah, Hajj, etc., but are restricted to prophetic hadith only and exclude tafsir, history, and other topics covered in the Jawami. And of many books compiled on this pattern, 3 make up the 6 books: Sunan of Abu Dawud al-Sijistani, Ahmad ibn Suhaib al-Nasaiyyah, and Muhammad ibn Yazid ibn Majah al-Qazwini. But it's interesting too. So whenever we're referencing these 3 in particular books, or the books of the 6, except the books of Hadith, or most renowned books of Hadith, we only know them by one in particular name, but the full name, of course, is being here. And saying that every time may get us a little tongue-tied. But of almost equally in high repute are the Sunan of Ali ibn Omar al-Daraqutni, Sunan al-Kabir of Abu Bakr Ahmad ibn al-Hussein al-Bayhaqi, and many women study these Sunan, and one example for each must suffice. Zainab bint Maki al-Harani studies Sunan Abu Dawud with Omar ibn Tabrazad. Amina bint Taqi al-Din Ibrahim wa al-Wasiti studied with her father Sunan al-Nasai in the narration of Ibn al-Sunni, and Sophia bint Abd al-Rahman ibn al-Farah studied Sunan ibn Majah with Imam Muwaffaq al-Din ibn Qudama, and Fatima bint Muhammad ibn Ali al-Muqaddam studied Sunan al-Darakunti, and Sit Quraysh Fatima bint Taqi al-Din ibn Fahd studied Sunan al-Kabir of Bayhaqi with Nur al-Din ibn Salama. Next is al-Masanid, and Masanid, or the plural of Musnad, refers to compilations of hadith arranged by the names of companions and others who narrated them rather than by topic. Bismillah. And this reflects increasing interest in the scholarly references that come with the hadith text, rather than the relevance for the different divisions of fiqh. Among the famous masanids are the musnads of Abu Hanifa, al-Shafi'i, al-Humaydi, Musaddad, ibn Musharahad, Ahmad ibn Hanbal, and Abd ibn Humayd, and Abu Ya'la al-Mawsili. And again, just one example for each. Daw al-Sabah Ajiba learned Musnad Abu Hanifa in the version of Abu Muhammad Abdullah ibn Muhammad ibn Yaqub al-Harithi from Abu al-Khair Muhammad ibn Ahmad ibn Umair al-Bakhban, and she studied Musnad al-Shafi'i with Abu uh, Zur'a Tahir ibn Muhammad al-Maqdisi, and Musnad al-Umaydi with two teachers, Abu al-Hasan Sa'adullah ibn Nasr al-Dajaji, and Abu al-Ma'ali Ahmed ibn Abd al-Ghani al-Bajis Ura'i, and al-Hayya Zuhra bint Muhammad al-Anbari studied Musnad Musaddad ibn Musharad with Yahya ibn Thabit ibn Bandar, and Zainab bint Maki studied Musnad Ahmad ibn Hanbal with Hanbal ibn Abdullah al-Rusafi, and Asma bint Ibrahim ibn Sufyan ibn Manda al-Ashbahaniya studied Musnad Abd ibn Humayd with Abu al-Waqt Abd al-Awwal ibn Isa al-Hawari. Fatima bint Sa'id al-Khayr studied Musnad ibn Ya'la with Zahir ibn Tahir. And for the names of the other women who studied the Musnad of Ibn Hanbal, see chart number 2, which will be on the next page, which we'll see as well. And al-Ma'ajim and al-Mushyakhat. And Ma'ajim, or plurality of Mujam, a compilation of which the hadiths are arranged according to the names of the companions or other narrators, or of the cities that they were most associated with. Mushyakhat, the plurality of Mushyaha, an arrangement of hadiths by the sheikh or teachers of those hadiths. So Fatima bint Abdullah of Juzdaniya studied al-Tabarani's al-Muwajjam al-Kabir and Muwajjam al-Saghir with their most famous narrators Ibn Burda. And Fatima bint Muhammad ibn Abd al-Hadi studied al-Muwajjam al-Aswat with al-Tabarani with Abu Nasir ibn al-Shirazi. And seeing chart number 3, inshallah. So again, we're talking about different places: Baghdad, talking about Egypt, talking about Aleppo, Damascus is seen, Isfahan, Aleppo, Damascus, Cairo, Isfahan, and we're talking deaths between 360 all the way until the deaths in 606. So we're talking, again, another 3 centuries being passed by, and these chains of narrations of who they're coming from, who their teacher was, all being recorded and referenced down, alhamdulillah. So Aisha bint Mamar ibn Abd al-Wahid ibn al-Fakir al-Ashbahaniya received Muwajjam of Abu Ya'la from Sa'id al-Sayrafi, and Shahuda al-Baghdadiya received Muwajjam of Abu Bakr Ahmad ibn Ibrahim al-Ismaili from Abu Mansur Muhammad ibn al-Hussein ibn al-Harish Harisa. Asma bint Taqi al-Din al-Jabari studied Muwajjam al-Sahir of al-Bakak with Abu al-Hajjaj Yusuf ibn Abd al-Rahman al-Mizi, and Shuhada al-Baghdadi studied Mushyakh of Ibn Shathan with Abu Ghalib Muhammad ibn al-Hasan al-Bakhdilani, and Alti bint Bakhtash al-Rashidi studied Mashyakh of Abu Abdullah ibn Muhammad al-Razi with two teachers in the Sultan Asad al-Din Abd al-Qadir ibn Abd al-Aziz al-Ayyubi Imad al-Din Abu Bakr ibn Muhammad ibn Abd al-Rahman ibn Muhammad ibn Abd al-Jabbar and Alam al-Din al-Qasim ibn Muhammad ibn Yusuf al-Birzali in 736 in the Madrasa al-Murshadiyah, and in 631 Taj Khatun bint al-Aziz al-Aiz Abi Bakr studied Moshacha ibn Abd al-Daim with eight teachers: Shams al-Din Abu Abdullah, Muhammad ibn Abi Bakr ibn Muhammad ibn Tarhan al-Hanbali, Jamal al-Din Abu Ali Yusuf ibn Israel al-Asiri, Zain al-Din Abu Muhammad Abu al-Rahman ibn Ali al-Takriti, Shihab al-Din Abu al-Abbas, Ahmed ibn Omar al-Attar, Abu Muhammad Abd al-Rahman ibn Muhammad al-Fami, Shams al-Din Abu Abdullah Muhammad ibn Rabshah al-Fara, Shams al-Din Abu Abdullah Muhammad ibn Abi Bakr ibn Niyama, Muhammad Sit al-Arab, Zainab bint Ali ibn Abd al-Rahman ibn Abd al-Jabbar al-Maqdisi, Khadija bint Abd al-Hamid al-Maradawi studied Asna al-Maqasid wa Adab al-Awarid, the Mashyakha of Ibn al-Bukhari with the author himself in 682. And Sufra bint Omar al-Latani studied the Mashyakha of Abu Talib al-Ushari with Ibn Tabrazad. And next we have the example of al-Arabunat, the term refers to the compilation of the 40 hadiths, and there are many of these selected by different scholars around themes or topics or narrators, and I mentioned here a few or more popular. Asma ibn Abi Bakr ibn al-Khalal studied al-Arabaun of Abu al-Hasan Muhammad ibn Aslam al-Kindi al-Tusi with Abu al-Fadl Jafar ibn Ali ibn Baytullah al-Hamadani in 635. Fahira al-Baghdadi learned from al-Arabaun of Hassan ibn Sufyan al-Nasai from Abd al-Ghafir ibn Muhammad al-Farsi, al-Bagha, Fatima bint Abi al-Fadl Muhammad al-Baghdadi received al-Arbaun from al-Jawzaki, Muhammad ibn Abdullah from Abu Uthman Sa'id ibn Abi Sa'id al-Ayun al-Sufi, al-Fadl Mu'amina bint Muhammad ibn Abi Zayd studied from Arbaun of Abu Bakr ibn al-Mukri with Abu Abdullah al-Hussein ibn Abd al-Malik al-Khalad and Abu Muhammad Bukhtiyar ibn Muhammad in 532. And later, Imam Nawawi's al-Arbaun became the most popular, and Sutaita bint al-Zain Abi Abdullah Muhammad ibn Muhammad studied with her father in 792. The next is al-Ajza, or Jews, meaning, or the plurality of Juza, meaning component sections of something, here referring to the hadith of just one person or hadith collected on just one in particular topic. The number of Ajza grew to thousands, and from the beginning of the 4th century onward, women had great interest in studying them. Again, just a few examples must suffice. Shahuda al-Baghdiyah studied the most famous Jews, Ibn Arafa, with his highest narrator, Ibn Bayan, Jews Hanbal with Abu al-Hasan ibn al-Tuyuri, and Jews Hilal al-Hafar with Tirad Zainab bint Maki al-Harani. Study the Jews with the next highest isnad al-Gaylaniyat with Omar ibn Tabrazad. Sit al-Arab bint Yahya al-Kindi. Studied the third highest Jews al-Ansari with her master Abu al-Yuman al-Kindi. Amat al-Hamid Khadija bint Abi Ghanim studied Juza Makaruba of al-Samarkandi. In 529, al-Diya Sit al-Jilal bint Abi al-Hussein Muhammad ibn al-Hassan al-Warkani studied Jews Luwain with Abu Bakr ibn Majah. Al-Bahya Baha Fatima bint Abi al-Fato Muhammad ibn Abi Sa'id al-Baghdadi received Jews al-Baytuta from Sayyid al-Ayyar. Nur Siti bint Abd al-Karim al-Razi studied Kitab Thawab al-Amal of Abd al-Rahman ibn Hatim al-Razi with her grandfather Abu al-Hassan Ali ibn Abdullah al-Bayadi. Al-Khayr Jamal al-Nisa bint Abu Bakr al-Baghdadiya studied Jews ibn al-Bati with its author Muhammad ibn Abd al-Baqi al-Bati. Khadija bint Abi Bakr al-Hamawi studied Ahadith Talut of Abu Uthman Talut ibn Abd al-Sayrafi with Abd al-Jalil ibn Abi Ghalib al-Surayjani in a ribat of Damascus in 610. Al-Hayya Zuhra bint Muhammad al-Anbari studied Jews al-Baniyasi with Ibn al-Bati. Zainab bint Ali al-Wasiti studied Majlis al-Bitaka of Abu al-Qasim Hamza ibn Muhammad ibn Ali al-Kinani with Muhammad ibn Ismail. Kitab Morda in 653. Abd al-Hakam Sit al-Ibad bint Abi al-Hasan Ali ibn Salama al-Masriya studied al-Hilaliyat with its famous narrators Ibn Rifa'ah. Hidija bint Abd al-Hamid ibn Uthman studied Jews al-Fil with Abu al-Abbas Ahmed ibn Abd al-Hamid ibn Abd al-Hadi al-Maqdisi and Iz al-Din Abu al-Fida'a Ismaila ibn Abd al-Rahman al-Farah in 693 in al-Jamia al-Muzaffari in Qasyun. In al-Musallasat, so the term Musassal refers to a hadith around the narration of which there is some particular association that the tradition has deemed worthy of preserving along with the hadith itself. For example, an example would be that the Prophet ﷺ shaking hands just before he said what the hadith records or giving them a date and water, etc. Then each time that this hadith is passed on, the teacher will shake the student's hand or give out a date or water, etc., and much charm and pleasure is added to the teaching and learning hadith by the associations, and remembering one's lessons is facilitated by them. And there are many hadiths associated or narrated as musallasat. And al-musallasal bi al-awaliya. This is hadith of Abdullah ibn Umar ibn al-As that the Prophet ﷺ said, "Those who show mercy, the most merciful bestows mercy upon them. Show mercy to those who are in the earth. The one who is in the heaven will have mercy upon you." And it was narrated from Ibn Unayna, who narrated from Amr ibn Dinar, from Abu Qabus, from his master Abdullah ibn Amr ibn al-As. And the student Abd al-Rahman ibn Bashir al-Hakam heard it from him as his first hadith. Then it became a tradition that students would hear this as their first hadith from their teachers, and it has continued to this day. And there are many women who received this hadith, and here are some examples. Hasna bint Muhammad ibn Kamil al-Hassaniya heard it from al-Tawzari through the Isnad of Ibn al-Samarkandi and al-Hasan bint Muhammad ibn Abd al-Muhsin al-Mukhzumi heard this hadith with her sister Safiya from al-Sharif, Abu al-Khair ibn Abi Abdullah al-Mukhzumi in 742, and Khadija bint Abu Bakr ibn Ali, known as bint al-Huri, heard it from Muhammad ibn Yusuf al-Hawrani, Zainab bint Muhib al-Din, Abu al-Abad, Ahmad ibn Zahira al-Qurayshi, heard it from the Qadi Zain al-Din, Abu Bakr ibn al-Hussein al-Muraghi, and Ghazal Abd al-Latif al-Nubiya, heard it from its famous narrator Maydumi. And some traditionalists compiled the Musallasat they received from their teacher as books, which made it easier to study and to transmit them. And women also heard some of these books of Musallasat with their teachers. And Sitt al-Arab bint Muhammad ibn Fakir al-Din al-Bukhari heard Musallasat al-Ibrahimi from her grandfather, Kulthum Aisha bint Muhammad ibn Ibrahim al-Murshidi heard the Musalsal al-Ala'i from Majid al-Din al-Shirazi, and Fatima bint al-Munaja heard Luqsa al-Hufaz of Abu Musa al-Madini from Taqi al-Din Sulaiman ibn Hamza and Shuhada al-Baghdadiya studied al-Musafaha of al-Barakani and Muhammad Sit al-Kul, Asiya bint Jawla, Muhammad al-Makki studied Musalsal bi al-Waliya and Musalsal li Khatam Dua with Sharaf al-Din Abu al-Qasim al-Rafiya. And the reading list of Hani bint Nur al-Din al-Huraniya. So she studied with Najm al-Din, Abd al-Rahman bint Abd al-Wahhab bint Abd al-Karim bint al-Hussein bint Razin, and Salah al-Din Muhammad bint Muhammad bint I'm not sure if this bint are Ibn Ali bint Umar Zaftawi, and Sahih Bukhari with Arif al-Din Muhammad Abdullah ibn Muhammad al-Ashwari. So these are, subhanAllah, all the different books that this in particular person that had studied. So if we can just go through and count just quickly through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. We're talking between 20 and 30 just on this in particular page. Probably rounding up to 30, possibly 40 different entirety of books, or the focus being on those in particular places. And here at the bottom we have the interior of Dar al-Kutub al-Zahariya that's currently in today of Damascus. SubhanAllah. So with that, we come to the closing for today's reading. We took a little bit of extra time here, but just so we can get through to chapter 6, inshallah, which we will continue for the following weeks. Jazakallah on everybody for tuning in, dealing with maybe some poor pronunciation, maybe a lot of poor pronunciation regarding the Arabic. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you forgive me. Ameen. And we hope to see you for the upcoming week. Allahumma subhanahu wa bihamdi ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik.